if Maxx goes out, who said he wants to have 30 sacks, it's possible. He's a great player. I would rather Maxx Crosby get maybe like 8, 9 sacks, and us as a team have like 40 or 44 because we have a lot more depth and we have a lot more players getting after the quarterback rather than Crosby getting 10 plus. But if I had to pick one, do I think he can get 10 plus? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to O. What up, O? Out of all the draft picks, who is your favorite? Mine is Bryan Edwards. I mean, I think in overall value, Amik Robertson and Bryan Edwards are definitely up there in value. But, I mean, if I'm just going to be honest, who's my favorite, I'm going to say Henry Ruggs. I mean, he is the one player where I think you can absolutely turn around your entire offense. And if he turns out to be everything that I hope he can be with that speed, I don't know if you're looking at a Tyreek Hill type of player. But if you remember a Santana Moss, I think Brandon Cooks is an interesting comp as well. He's going to be a very, very good player here for this team. So I'll probably go with Henry Ruggs. And if y'all are in agreeance with me, if you want a Henry Ruggs jersey, go to chatsports.com/Raiders1, okay? If Henry Ruggs wasn't your favorite player, luckily for you, if you go to the link below, and I'll put it in the description, it'll be in the comment section as well, you can also get any single, okay? Any single Raiders rookie. Also, I see this pick, Cliff Branch returns. Kind of does remind me a little bit of Cliff Branch, Henry Ruggs. What up, Enrique? What up, my man? Do you think Ferrell will break out this year? I think Ferrell is going to be a solid player in the NFL for a long time. I don't know if he's ever going to live up to the number 4 overall hype. And he's a good player. He just doesn't have those, like, ridiculous athletic traits that you see in a Nick Bosa, that you see in a Josh Allen, defensive end from the Jags, and a Brian Burns from Carolina. I liked Ferrell. He was my number 4 defensive end last year. I would have taken those other guys before him, but he's going to be a good player. I just don't know if he has the elite traits to be truly, like, super elite. What up, Justin? What up, my man? Do you think Ruggs could be our Tyreek Hill? I think we're going to try to use him as Tyreek Hill, but I also think, like, if you want to talk about use on our offense, I think you're going to see a player like Lynn Bowden Jr. get moved all over the football field where they're going to hand him the ball. They're also going to throw it to him in the slot. But when you look at what Ruggs can bring to the team, does he have the downfield ability? Absolutely, right? The 4.27 speed. But he's also amazing running slants, and he doesn't drop the football, only a 2.6% drop rate at Alabama. But then you also got Lynn Bowden, who is going to start out at the running back position. Again, that is per Ian Rappaport. We knew that the Raiders wanted to kind of keep Josh Jacobs fresh. They are going to be able to. But Lynn is going to play wide receiver. He's going to play running back. He is going to play all over the football field. And when I think about how they're going to use him, I think you could see them maybe throw him on the field for like 20, 25 snaps a game, give him the football maybe 5, 6 touches a game, because you can't deny the athletic ability. When Bowden touches the football, things happen. That's just point blank. And teams are going to have to at least respect his ability, because when he touches the football, it's electric. Nah. All right, Sean, what did you got for me, my man? Gabe Jackson trade, I think we will end up just cutting him. So, a lot of times, yes, if NFL teams know that you plan on moving on from a player, they do wait for you just to cut him. By cutting Gabe Jackson, you save $9.6 million, and he's a great player, but at age 28, he's dealt with a lot of injuries the last 2 years. Played in only 11 games last year. He's missed 8 games the last 2 seasons. The knee does concern me, but one of the reasons why I actually do believe that the Raiders do end up just cutting him is because when you have the knee injury, I don't know if I'd be willing to give up a draft pick for a guy who does have a knee injury that my medical team can't check. That's a big reason here. So, y'all know that I like Gabe. Y'all know that I'm a believer in Gabe, but at the end of the day, if we can get an extra draft pick, I'll be here on the show talking about it. I can guarantee you that. So, continue to get your questions here on the show. Use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat. But before that, let me know. What should the Raiders do with Gabe Jackson? If you think they should keep him, type K for keep. If you think that they should trade him, type T for trade. If you think that they should cut him, type C for cut. Let me know in the comments section. So, I think we accidentally cut out there for just a sec. We're back, though. It's all good. So, it's the Wi-Fi. I just wanted to make sure. We got the other Chat Sports show going on, so I see some people asking me. We have the other show going on. The Wi-Fi is getting a little bit crazy, so just if that happens again, I might actually have to go because I don't want to lose our main stream, which has got over like 20,000 people on it right now. So just keep that in mind. Raider Joker, what up, my man? Playoffs. Yeah, here we come. Just win, baby. I want everyone right now to type JWB, okay? Let's get some JWBs there in the comments, because I do think that this is a team that can make the playoffs, and yes, it's always just win, baby. I think it originally started basically like, when I think of like the best Raiders teams, I do think of the teams with like Marcus Allen personally. Also, if you guys want the Marcus Allen t-shirt or any of the swag that I've worn this past week, hit me up on Instagram at MitchellRenz365. I can get you the deal. Get you 20% off. What up, John? What you got for me, my man? Do you think the addition of Bryan Edwards means the Raiders are cutting Williams? No. You don't cut Tyrell Williams. You already paid Tyrell Williams for this year. So Tyrell Williams about 2 months ago made his $11.1 million. So I originally talked about Williams being a potential cap cut, but if you cut Tyrell Williams, I'd be absolutely shocked, right? It would make no sense to me, because why would you pay a player $11.1 million and then just cut him? So the Raiders have already paid Tyrell, but I will say if he doesn't turn out to be that number 1B, the guy that you're paying him all this money to be, I do think that Bryan Edwards could end up being a replacement for Tyrell Williams. But I will admit, if it were to happen, I've seen some crazier things. I think what really got my channel started was when I was like, hey, I think the Raiders are going to trade Khalil Mack. I got called a lot of crazy names. This was probably about 2 years ago, but then it happened. The reason why you guys need to subscribe to the Raiders Report is because rumors, news, I know some of y'all don't like rumors, but they are important because they can help you connect dots, and they can kind of help you piece some things together so you see things before the average fan. So if you're a diehard fan, which I imagine you are, because, man, the people that watch Day 3, y'all are the people that bleed silver and black. Y'all are the people that like to get down with the tailgates. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button, and please, please, please send the link youtube.com/Raiders Report to your biggest friends, biggest Raiders fans. Cool? Okay, let's get this next question here up on screen. This one's from my dude, one of my best friends, best Raiders friends. It's King Higgins. Henry Ruggs for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I'm going to say no. And the reason why I said it yesterday as well, I'm going to go with no, is because our offense runs through Josh Jacobs. And I think Henry Ruggs is going to be an incredible player. I do. But he's also going to compete with targets with Darren Waller. He's also going to compete with Tyrell Williams, Hunter Renfrow. And as much as I think Ruggs is going to really stretch our offense and it's going to make teams respect it, I just think our offense is still going to run through Josh Jacobs. And also, let's get one thing straight. If for some reason Josh Jacobs isn't good enough to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm not sure what it takes, okay? I have no idea what it takes, because let's be real, Josh Jacobs deserved to win Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, and I'm just convinced at this point it doesn't matter. It's just going to go to a quarterback, because I think Kyler Murray had a great year. He was not even in the same conversation, in my opinion, to deserve the Offensive Rookie of the Year like Josh Jacobs did. So as much as I'd say, hey, I would love Henry Ruggs to win it, if Henry Ruggs were to win it, I think Joe Burrow gets hurt, and I would never wish injury on anyone. The NFL has just basically just told me they're only going to give the Offensive Rookie of the Year to a quarterback, and it's probably going to end up being a guy like Joe Burrow. But get your predictions in here. Will Ruggs win the Offensive Rookie of the Year? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. And when Ruggs got drafted last year, I asked the question, or yesterday, I asked the question, how many receiving yards for Ruggs? I think it's an interesting question. I'm going to project him around like 800. I think he can get around that 800 mark, and I think if our offense works the way that it needs to, you're going to see like 800 yards and like 6 touchdowns. I think that's a pretty good idea so far for Ruggs. But I see some Ys. I see some hopefullys. I'm all about it, and I see somebody say F the media. Remember, you can't swear, so say Tom the media instead so it comes through. What up, Marcos? What up, brother? Hashtag Raiders. I'm from Brazil and love your show, Mitch. With our draft, I'm very excited to watch this season and a lot of trick plays. I think you hit the nail on the head. When I see the acquisition of Marcus Mariota, when I see of Henry Ruggs, Lynn Bowden. Okay, remember, Lynn Bowden actually played quarterback a little bit also in high school. I know a lot of players did because you're the most athletic, but I think Lynn Bowden could actually throw the football around a little bit. You have Marcus Mariota, who's very mobile. You have Henry Ruggs, who's arguably the fastest player in this year's draft. Then you put Josh Jacobs back there, and I'll tell you what, I think we are going to see a lot of trick plays out of this offense, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. What up, Pierce? By the way, these shirts, great cotton. Great cotton. I think Tanner Muse can be like a better Eric Harris down the stretch. So, I personally don't know if that's how Tanner Muse is going to get used. I've seen some different comparisons from Muse, but for me, I don't know how they're ultimately going to use him. I see him as a little bit more of a linebacker. I know some people said that he can move him back at safety, but for me, I think he's going to be a linebacker. I think he's a talented player, but as you can see, Tom had him graded than round 5. He is versatile, though, so I will at least give him that. And I think when you look at what the Raiders wanted to add, a smart player with some versatility, there you go. So we'll see how the Raiders end up using a player like Tanner Muse. Let's get the questions continue to come in here. Jonathan Abram, okay, so spells if you're gonna challenge Abram to show up, first off, I don't really think it's fair. He got hurt last year. So, and in the first game that he played in on Monday Night Football, he was great. So if you're going to challenge him, EJ, at least spell his name right, because you didn't get his first name right and you didn't get his last name right. That's my only thing. I think Abram's going to show up. He's a tough dude. He's exactly what the Raiders want. He's exactly what the Raiders need. If you have faith in Jonathan Abram stepping up, like the video. Come on, give it a like. Let's go to, Etharva Ronhan. I know. Get a picture. But how much yards, touchdowns, and interceptions is required so that we can keep Carr on the silver and black? I don't think touchdowns. I don't think yards. I don't even know if any of that actually makes a difference. Because if we don't win football games, I think that's what it needs to get to. Now, obviously, if our defense is terrible, we can consider it. But I think Derek needs to have a good year. And I think our offense, it's going to be coming down to running the football, right? Like, Jimmy Garoppolo was not that good of a quarterback, but he led his team to the Super Bowl because, really, he just took care of the football. Now, when it needed to in the playoffs, he couldn't show up. But I think even a better example is like a Ryan Tannehill, a guy who just led on his running game. That's what I need out of Derek. So I don't really want to talk about stats when it comes to Carr. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.